I didn't hear anything.
Stuart, we're recording.
There we
Once
go.
again, folks, Stuart
Yeah,
is on a different planet today.
yeah. I mean, we turned Tuesday into another Monday somehow. If anybody can screw it up, I'm your guy.
Hey, wait a minute. What hoodie is that?
Huh? This is from the
Oh, the Legends.
Texas Legends.
Yeah, look, I saw the blue and I was like, bro, is he wearing a Lions hoodie? Did I convert
Well,
him?
the colors are the same. The
I
colors
know,
are the
I
same.
got
Blue and
excited.
gray.
I
Yeah.
got excited, but
Yep. We got lots of Lions fever going on all over. And plus, if you're in Dallas, that's the same color as the Dallas
no,
colors. Or,
Lions are not the same color as the Dallas Cowboys.
well, aren't the Lions a silver and blue?
It's Hawaiian blue. Everybody calm down.
Oh, excuse me.
And you look at the blue, it's definitely different than the Cowboys.
Well, okay.
100%. Don't you compare me to that team that's sitting down watching TV right now.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, sitting and eating chips and going to be watching the game instead of playing it.
Although, wait a minute. What is okay, guys? Yes, the Willy Wonka's doors are open. The curtains pulled. We are recording this right now. It's not Tuesday. But what day is it today that we're recording? I have no idea.
The day that we are recording is
So it's like it's January still.
yeah. It's a
we are recording on a Friday, January 25th, I think, or 6th.
Yeah, it's the 26th, and this is a show that's going to air on the 6th of February.
This is the show right before the Super Bowl. So we're at another predicament where, yes, ladies and gentlemen, Lions won. It's all that matters.
Yep.
But we are now going to play in San Francisco this Sunday. We will find out this Sunday who's going to the Super Bowl, and this show is going to air the Tuesday before the Super Bowl. So get ready. As you're watching it right now, guys, I could be very happy or I could be very sad. Right now, I'm very happy. We'll find out.
It's early, but I'm going to go out on a limb and say that this coming Sunday we're going to be watching the Lions and the Chiefs.
Well, I'm going to tell you right now, guys. Look, it's not an easy assignment. The Lions don't have an easy assignment. But that's what we do. That's what we do. The Lions have never had an easy assignment. For those people that are sitting there saying they're the Lions, they're probably not going to do it. Man, you got to throw that out the window. This is not the same team anymore. This is not the same mentality. We finally have a guy in Dan Campbell who literally came in and said, this is what I'm going to do, and he did it. He has ripped that culture, regardless of ownership. He has ripped that culture out of the Lions, and we are moving forward. Whatever happens, look, if we don't make it, yeah, am I going to be bummed? Absolutely. But
sure.
Good Lord, let's not forget, in the same century, we went 0-16. Okay.
That's right. Yeah, and there is something about the whole country getting behind the underdog. It's been 33 years since they've gone to the playoffs.
And we've never won a Super Bowl.
Never won a Super Bowl. So, you got to look at the odds. They are the hungriest team. And right now, if I'm not mistaken, I think they are the healthiest.
Knock on wood. Yes, we've had a couple things. They're beat up as they are anywhere towards the end of the season. I don't want to make this the Lions show, but the other thing is if you look at them as a team, as a unit, there's something in their eyes. And I know people say that all the time. When they said, look, we're coming with true grit, that basically means we are going to come and hurt you.
Yeah.
And that's what Detroit does, guys. That's Detroit's, that as a city, as a team, from our music to our sports, like we don't swing to miss.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's fair to say that the whole city of Detroit is just in awe, in shock, in anticipation. I mean, everything, and I go for it. I love it.
One last comment about the Lions. Something interesting, weird fact. Do you know that right now in Detroit, murders are down 20%? Okay, so the last time that murders were this low in Detroit was back when the Lions were good in the 60s. They were down 20%. This is the lowest murder rate the city has seen since the 60s.
So
I'm just saying, even
yeah.
people are like, you know what? I was going to rob you today. I'm not. We're going to watch the Lions. I'll get you next week, you know?
Yeah. Although what does that mean if they lose?
I wouldn't be anywhere near that city if they lose right now, guys. And I love Detroit.
Get the first ticket out of the
Time
city.
to go home. It's time to go home. But injuries, you brought up injuries. You know, that's one of the biggest problems. I mean, look, we saw it in San Francisco. San Francisco was a great team. I'm not taking anything away from them. But they're beat up. They barely, I mean, dude, they got some guys pulled last week or whenever we watched it.
Yeah, I mean, and that's what I was thinking about this week was the fact that that's kind of the other side of sports is the teams that stay healthy are the ones that seem to have the advantage to advance. Maybe it's because when you got your first string pro on the line and he gets injured, you got to bring in either a rookie or a second stringer who has not had that much playing time. He doesn't have that chemistry with the rest of the players. You know, it takes a few downs in order to develop that.
Well, you got to look at too, like, let's look at it where we're just talking football. I mean, it's across the board in every sport.
That's
But
right.
if you're just talking football, let's look at that season. It is a short season in comparison to hockey and baseball and basketball and soccer. Absolutely.
Right.
But man, you are playing at a level that you and I can't even understand. Like all those athletes, let's not forget it. All those athletes out there on the team made it in the NFL somehow. So even though some of them don't produce like they did or produce as expected, they are performing at peak level of sports and physical capacity that we can't comprehend. So everybody that's sitting on that bench is good, or they wouldn't be there.
Right.
Some of them are better than others. Some of them get a better opportunity. Sure. So when you're playing at that constantly, and let's not forget, you got practice in there, you got travel, you got personal life, you got your workout regime, you got your food, you got like you have to be at this level. Even on your off days, you're not off. You're watching tape, you're stretching, you're recovering. Like that's intense. And now you got to play in all those elements.
Well, there's also those people that are saying, yeah, but they're getting the big bucks for that. So they should be at that level. The thing is, it only takes one bad snap and
absolutely.
The season could be over, the game could be over, their career could be over.
How many careers have we seen end from one game?
Yeah. Yeah.
And really any sports. I've seen it in basketball. A guy lands wrong, pops his Achilles, boom, his tendon snaps, he's done.
Yeah, basketball, you're right. The only one that doesn't seem to fall into that category is hockey. I mean,
well,
hockey players basically are raised to fight and to be more aggressive than other kind of players and all of that. And
the game has changed a little bit. It's not like it was back in the heyday when like us Red Wings were going out there just knocking people out and winning. I mean, it has changed. Yes, they're still fighting. You're still going back and forth, the adrenaline. You have to carry all that weight on. But let's not forget, we just had a player die.
True.
I mean, I know it's a rarity, but we just had a player die. So things can happen.
There are some protocols now. I mean, a lot of people are on the fence about this concussion protocol that they haven't. And I thoroughly endorse the fact that if a guy is in a head-on collision on the field, you get him off the field and you go reassess him and find out what's going on. And I mean, I know that he doesn't see it. He wants to go back into the game, but you got to do that. And they're starting to do that with a lot of high sticking calls in hockey.
Absolutely.
Certainly, even in baseball, which is really a not as intense as a sport.
Sure.
With pitchers hitting batters. it's sometimes, it's questionable whether it was intentional or an accident, but what we've seen off the field has become more governed than it ever was. And at first you say, God, let the guy play, why is there another timeout for medical?
I agree.
You
I,
gotta do
it's
it.
also too, like, I hate to be this cold, callous person, but when you're talking NFL particular, it's also a business. So it's not very smart business decision to have your player, to have one of the players that maybe draws a lot of people in the seats,
Yep.
to have your player get injured and you shove them back out there very fast. Yeah, you want a championship, but if you screw something up, that guy's off the team. Maybe you don't sell that merch. Maybe you don't sell tickets. Maybe you don't, you know what I mean? I'm just saying from a business perspective,
Yeah. Well, and that's why I mentioned earlier, when they take a guy off of the field for some kind of an injury and they take him into that tent, you kind of wonder what's going on in there. Is the trainer in there wrapping up that broken or strained ankle? Or I remember, what was it, a year or two ago, Mahomes broke his thumb or something during the
Yeah.
game, refused to come out of the game, just came out briefly, tape it up,
I mean,
give me an injection for the pain or whatever, and let me get
what are you
out.
going to do with the thumb anyway? You can't do anything,
Yeah,
So you're like, let me just, I mean, like that, I understand. And he's an adult, he can make his decisions.
Yeah.
It's different when you've got a head injury, you've got potential like broken, your shoulder, you know what I mean? Like, and really it's prominent, talk about like inject him with something, get him back out there. We know that happens. We know it happened for a long time. Really, that was prominent in college sports and even high school, especially here in Texas. Let's not sit there and say that Texas, really high school football in general, there is a lot on the line with that, especially if you're in a state like Texas. I've heard some horror stories from kids. And man, there's been coaches that have gotten in trouble recently in schools that we know, for just, hey, I'm going to shoot him up with a needle. I go back to the movie Varsity Blues, man. Varsity Blues, great movie based on true stuff in Texas. Look at what they were doing, man. That coach was injecting him. He was getting like just putting him back out there. He was snapping it. I mean, just awful. And yeah, you wonder sometimes, like, what are the long-term effects? And we see guys that were played during that era, like a Barry Sanders who played during that era where the NFL was a little lackadaisical, and the whole concussion thing really wasn't a big thing back then. I mean, it was around, but they didn't do the research and understand it like they do now. And Barry Sanders talks about some of the stuff he saw. He is lucky to have had minimal injuries, got out living his best life,
Well, those were the days where helmets were just basic. They were not padded the way they are today. They're not invented for impact head to head.
No. Looking back in the day when football first started, those helmets, oh my God, it's just this leather, leather heads, man,
Yeah, that was it. You wondered really what was the purpose of them, because it wasn't to protect them from head to head combat or injuries. It was just really kind of to keep their head clean.
There's the illusion of safety, much like the flotation,
like the shoulder pads.
Yeah, it's much like the flotation device on an airplane. It's illusion of safety.
Right.
You're gonna die. You're gonna die. You might be a Netflix movie where you end up having to eat your best friend, or you could survive and the 1%, 2% chance, but most likely you're dead. So your dead body will be floating so they can find you.
If a shark doesn't eat all or half.
This is why I hate flying. Absolutely hate flying. Hate driving, hate flying. I just want to get there. It's 2024. I'm not understanding why I can't push a button, walk through a portal, and be somewhere.
Yeah. Hey, when was the last time you ever heard of a guy being injured in golf?
Well, they're pretty old. So, I mean, let's not forget Tiger Woods. Wait a minute now. Tiger Woods, and I'm not talking about
he got injured in a car accident.
No. I'm talking about his golf injury. It's very similar to, trigger finger, if you think about it, which I have. I know a lot of police officers get that. Mine's from bartending. So, true story though. Yeah. This thumb right here is garbage. When I get old, I'll probably get arthritis in it and not be able to use it. But it actually, like, even right now, it hurts. It hurts daily. Sometimes when I go to pick up heavy things, it just pops out. It goes numb. I can't use it. Yeah, so maybe a surgery, but I'm kind of just riding it out.
So can't you get some type of, compensation for that?
Yeah, I'm sure the bars that I've worked at for the last, prior to me
Yeah,
retiring from
compensation is have a couple of stiff drinks and get back.
half the bars are closed now, and the other half are
Yeah.
just out there barely hanging. But it is this one. I'm right-handed, popping bottles, shaking drinks. I mean,
Yeah.
and it's all right through here. And it's, dude, I'm not gonna lie to you, it hurts.
Those bars are closed now because they can't find anybody with good thumbs.
Yeah. But Tiger Woods got injured, man. He got injured, Darren. And then you left. Tennis, dude, tennis players get injured all the time.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I mean, that to me makes more, because it's a side to side motion.
Yeah, and you're doing and you tweak your back out,
Yeah.
Look, man, in all fairness, some days you just get up and I played soccer with Luke and I coach, I coach his team, and we're debating if I'm going to coach it again this spring. He's basically telling me he wants another coach. I think the biggest challenge with coaching his team the last couple times was he started young. I mean, he was like 3.5, 4 years old,
Yeah.
Now he's older. He didn't understand why I had to pay attention to the other kids, Now he's like, I want a different coach, but we can still practice together and I want you to be there. I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
But I see some of these injuries just doing that, man. I was running up and down the field to these little kids and I was like, I've just hurt my knee. Hold on. But I watched the little kids, and mind you, when Luke started, it was very much fun. You were just hoping that the kids could kick the ball once and, maybe not eat a lot of grass. That was the thing. You got one kid over here who thought he was a butterfly. So I don't know. We're all going this way. This kid's going around flapping his wings. I'm like, yeah, well.
And all they really cared about was the pizza and the soft drinks after the game anyway.
Yeah. Now, Luke, being the competitive little spunky kid that he is, when I first started coaching him, man, I remember him getting like 3 goals, running back. And I was like, yeah. And he was legit. He was looking at kids that were walking around like,
yeah,
what are they doing, Dad?
And the other parents are saying, "Hey, what about my kid? How come Navarro? He's over there. He's scoring all the goals. Give these other."
I was like, well, your kid sucks. Okay, your kid might just be better off playing soccer on the Nintendo Wii. Okay, right. Just saying, maybe he's funny. Maybe he's a comedian. I don't know. I'm questioning the brain capacity of your child right now. But
That's right.
I've seen kids get injured just in the simple play. So imagine that extrapolated to a professional level. I mean, every sport has a chance for injury, and it's crazy to me that we, as the couch potatoes that we are, when we watch it, we're like, oh, that looked like nothing. I'm like, dude, it might be nothing. But they also played 11 games before this where it was wearing them down. So
I once sprained a finger playing checkers.
I'm pretty sure you hurt yourself trying to set up your microphone today.
Yes. I obviously had trouble opening the show. So well, anyway, I hope I can stop the show better than I started it.
Me too.
So, go on, make it a good day. Come back and see us again next Tuesday, 8 a.m. Make it a good one. Bye.